Rockstars, welcome back to my channel. On today's tutorial, we'll be having a lovely moment together. And for those of you that are joining for the first time, you are welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So get your tools and let's get into practical. So to start the sewing of the pant or the trouser, I'll be sewing the pocket first, which I'll be taking the right side of the pocket, not this wrong side, the right side, the way you see me doing. I'll be facing it up, the right side of the pocket. Then I'll take the flap. You remember the flap that we cut while we were doing the cutting of the trouser? The flap, I'll be placing the wrong side of the flap on the right side of the pocket. Let me go again. If you don't understand, the right side of your pocket should be facing up, or will be facing up. Then the wrong side, or you'll be placing the wrong side, this wrong side of the flap, the pocket flap, on the right side, this way, on the right side of the pocket. And when you're placing it, place the straight part of the flap at the side, the edge side of the pocket. Then you sew down, but you will not finish the sewing when you're sewing. Just watch what I'm doing, then you understand. By the time you are almost done with the sewing down this way, you will, by the time you get to like zero point 0.5 or half inch to finish the sewing, you will now fold it inward. You fold the flap, not the pocket, the flap. Fold it inward and sew. Then you turn it this way. The way you see me doing, you turn it and you continue the zero point 0.5 or half inch you're sewing. You sew it and sew it back up. You sew it from that side up again. Then you do the same thing to the second pocket. When I'm done doing this, I flip the pocket to the wrong side. Yeah, when you flip it to the wrong side, that flap area that you sew will be facing your left hand side. Then you take your trouser, the front part of your trouser, not the back, the front piece we cut that was two. You take one of it, and this part, you remember this part that we folded and we added stay and we folded 2 or 2.5 inches. That's your preference. Your preference anyway is either you use 2 or 2.5. Do not sew the first part, but this side I'm showing you, sew it. You see that part that show like a gator or like a line? Don't sew it. Sew the after it. Just sew after it, out the way I showed you just now. You sew after it by placing the front piece on the front piece of your trouser on the wrong side of it, on the wrong side of your pocket. I hope you get what I'm saying. You place it the way you see me doing. You place it flat. Then you sew by following that shape, and you do the same thing to the second piece of your front trouser by attaching the wrong side, by attaching the front side to the pocket also. But make sure you can see the wrong side is facing the wrong side. That's what I did there. Then this side of it, you remember we notched the pocket, the trouser rather, when we were cutting it. We notched, took measurement of 7 for adults and we notched it. I think for kids you have to use 5 inches. If you're not understanding this, you need to watch the cutting part of this trouser on my other video. So when you notch that part, while we notch that part, you have for us to be able to fold it. I'll be showing you that too. Then you come to this flap area of the trouser and the together with the pocket. Then you fold it the way you see me doing. Then you sew down. I hope you get this. By the time you finish sewing it, you see the two like a flap, like a triangular shape or something. Then you place it. Mind you, don't sew it on the pant itself. Sew it on the pocket. You fold it half inch or quarter. Then you sew the way you see me doing, and it will be giving you the shape. As you can see, I sew it on the pocket. So when you are done, pick this area. This is why I said you have to notch this down part. For why we are notching it, like I said, is for you to be able to fold it. Then you sew this part tiny at the edge. You sew the edge of it just to give it a kind of fitting and kind of design, and it's necessary anyway. You sew this part
of the trouser, not where you finish sewing, where the flap you finish sewing on the pocket. You sew this part of it. You can see how neat it is. You have to sew that part just tiny. That's the edge of it. When you are done, place your pocket this way and take the middle part of your pocket and take the middle part. Make sure the pocket is equal. We are dealing with one pocket right now. Then you can notch that part and sew it by following the shape of the pocket. Yeah, let me come again. You sew it this way, but by the time you get to this part, don't sew it straight. You go inward a little bit, just a little bit. You understand? You just give it a little shape inward to the pocket. You go inward, then you come out. You go inward this way, then you come out. I will be showing you again right now. You go inward and come out this way. You understand? Then you come to that side of it that looks like V. You notch it a little bit. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. You notch it a little bit. Notch the pocket. Don't notch it together with the pant itself. You understand what I'm saying? You notch that part so that you can notching so that you can be able to fold it, but do not notch with the pant itself. So, and do the same thing to the other side, to the second piece of your front um pocket and front trouser. You can see I sewed out and notch the other side of it too. You see what how I will notch it now. Don't notch it with with the pant itself. That is why I'm putting the pant aside. Then you notch the trouser. This way, please don't do that mistake by notching it together with the trouser. You can see what I just did there. So when you're done doing that, put your hand inside the pocket and bring it out. See, sewing is fun, like I always tell you. You just have to have passion for this thing. When you have passion for on something, you're good to go. Then you go to your table and iron the pocket very well. You got to love how to iron when it comes to your job. It makes your job neat. When you're done ironing it, come back to your to your machine and lay it this way, the way you see me doing in this video. When you're done ironing, it will be flat. Never mind, I didn't iron this part because I was doing the tutorial for you. Then you come to this side. After ironing, it will lay very well. Then you come to this side and sew it this way by following that shape too. You sew it. When you're done sewing it, come to this upper side at the waistline. You remember this place will be open by then. And you remember when we were cutting, we folded 2 or 2.5 inch inward when we added stay. It depends on you. You as you prefer, it might be 2 inches or 2.5. You folded in. Then you come to this side, just take a measurement of that 2 or 2.5. Then make sure the opening of your pocket of your trouser together with that you want to attach your trouser that you want to attach to the pocket, start the sewing from there. I hope you get this. Yeah, make after the measurement of 2 or 2.5 inward, then make sure your pocket, this side was where we added stay where we added stay, sorry. Then make sure after the measurement, I'll be doing it again, you see. I'll take the measurement of 2 or 2.5 that you folded while you were adding the stay, while you were folding it in. You will take the measurement. You can see I hold it together after the taking of the measurement of 2 or 2.5. Then I'll make sure the sewing starts from there. That means I'll be sewing the trouser and the pant trouser and the pockets together just to hold it at the upside. When you're done doing that, you can just go to your weaving machine to sew everything round, all your piece round, both the right and the left side of your front pant. You weave it round. But if you don't have weaving, never mind, just continue your sewing. Then you come to the down part of it where you notch. You remember where you notch after you took the measurement of your 7 inches. You sew it inward, just a little bit, the way you see me doing. Why we are sewing that? Yeah. Why are we sewing that? Yeah, because we want that side too to hold each other. That is the pant and the pocket to hold each other at that side too. You do the same thing to the other side of your of your pants, the second leg of your pants. We are still dealing with the front part, not the back side of your trouser now. Then you take the two piece of your front pants or your front trouser. You take the two piece and let it face each other. That is the right side facing the right side. Then you take the measurement of you take the measurement of your zip, which is 7 for adults, and for kids you take, I think, 5 inches is okay for kids. But you see, if you can use your tape rule to measure it, and you can just use your zip to measure it, then you mark it. Then from that mark, from where you mark that mark part, where you mark or where you chalk, you sew to your flap, to that place that look like an armhole cuff. That cuff area you sew. When you're done sewing it, please sew it the second time. Stitch it. Make your stitches to be twice. Why? Yeah, because when you are entering your car, your bus, your bike, your bicycle, your motorcycle, anywhere you want to sit, it will not tear or disappoint you. This is why we're doing that at that part, by sewing it twice. When you're done doing that, come to this part, take your zip, the front part of your zip, let it flip it on the on your pants. That's the zip where you always zip, where you always hold the zip. Let it face your pants, and make sure the iron that comes with the zip at the upside, shift it to the front. I mean, shift it up a little bit above the starting of your trouser. That's the waistline. Shift it to be above a little, beyond. Let the zipper be beyond the waist. So you place it that way by letting the zip to face your your pants. Then you take one of the piece of that flap we cut for the zip flap. You remember this side, the zip flap that we cut, these pieces that we cut. If you don't understand, please go back to my previous video on the cutting. Then you can see the zip is laying, the where we always zip, where we always hold to zip our zip will be facing the trouser. And you take the flap, the straight part of the flap, then you fold it, you fold the piece into two, and place it on it. Then you sew to where where the your sewing ends, when the sewing you did just now, where you started. I said where it end, where you started the area where I said you should sew it twice, where it started, where your sewing started from. You sew it to that point, to that area. You can sew it to twice, excuse me, so that by the time I saw it at the tips at first, then I saw the normal place where the zip should start from, at the side. So when I'm done sewing, I hope you get that part. While I'm sewing it twice, I sew the tips of the zip first, then I sew where the normal place. When I'm done doing that, it will give me a neat flap and a neat zip. It will look like an invisible zip. When I'm done doing that, just shift the one you just did the zip aside. This time you take the second piece. Don't sew it yet with the zip. Just take it and let the right side, the straight part of that flap, and the right side of it facing the right side of your second, the right side, the right part of your trouser at the zipper area. Take it together this way without folding the piece, the flap piece. Take it together and sew straight to also end where your zip, the first one, ends. Sew it like an half inch, that's 0.5. Sew it down. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And I believe you are intelligent, so you grab what I'm saying. And I am expecting your practicals as well. Just do a short video or a picture of it and drop at the comment section. See, this part, you need to just watch this part carefully and come to watch it. Because why? Yeah, because it's tricky. Yeah, it's very tricky, but I know you are intelligent now. You will surely get what I'm doing here. So when you're done doing that, when you're done sewing that two together, you can see the flap is wide. It wasn't folded. The flap piece wasn't folded into two when I sew it. When you're done, just go to your table and iron it at the right side. Then you come to the left side too and iron it. Like when you want to iron it, open the two that you sew together, open it. You can see this flap is open, not fold like the other side that we sew. So open it and iron good. Iron it very well. Why? Because we will be needing that iron part. We need it to be very iron, so that's why I said it's trickier, this part. Then you come to your machine back and make sure that area is that your right hand side. But when you open your trouser to the right side, not the wrong side, make sure that side of your flap is covering the zip. This way you can see that's my right side. It covers the zip. Then you place your hand on it and flip that side, that right side. You flip it this way. I know you are intelligent. This place is tricky. I know what I'm saying. You just have to use your brain, and you have to be wise with it. You understand? And I know you. I know you all, my people. You understand. Then you pick the two side, that two that you iron. You can pick one of it or two. That two that you iron, that you opened and iron, the two that you sew together that you iron, you pick it with the with the zip, not with this second flap that you sew before. Because I'm saying all this, not exaggerating, but because that flap you might do mistake, especially beginners, even sometimes you that are professional, that you are a pro, you can do that mistake. So you have to calm and be careful at this part. Because why? Yeah, because that flap that you did, that you folded together, the first one you did, you might mistakenly sew it together with this or right hand side on the other side. So please don't do that. You can see the other side hole is opened, the flap piece is open. Then you sew it. It is not folded, unlike the first one we did. So you sew your zip. Just sew it together with the zip, together with that two opening that you did, or one of it. Just sew it. You can sew it with one of it first. When you are done, you should be getting this kind of result. You can see how clean and neat it is. They will think you use invisible zip. And you can also add invisible zip to your flap instead of this ordinary zip. But trust me, when you, as a beginner, you will need to use ordinary zip, and this is why I'm using ordinary zip. And as even when you're a pro, you can use ordinary zip. See, it's fun. Trust me. When you're done doing that, we're almost done anyway. Take the back side of your trouser. Let the flap area be facing your left hand side, and the side of the the side of it, of the back part piece of your trouser. Place it together. Let the right side facing the right side, place it at the side. Now we are sewing the side of it, we're joining it together. You can start from the upside, the waist side downward, and you can start from the bottom side. But I always like starting from the bottom side. Why? Yeah, because if I have any essence of the trouser not equal at the end, it will fall to the upside, to the waist side, and I can just trim it a little bit. So that this is why I will advise, especially for beginners, to just start from the down part of it. We've joined one of the back side of our trouser or our pants. We've joined it to the side of the together to the side of the front side. We've joined it together, and this part I did the same thing to the other side of it too. So our two piece of our back trouser is joined together with the two piece of the front side. Now you will take the flap area together. See what I'm doing? You will take the flap together, the back side, not the front side. We are done with the front side for now. You take the back side of the two piece for your back side of your trouser or pants. You let the right side facing each other. Then you take the measurement of your waist. If you're not adding elastic, even if you're adding elastic, I'll do video on the elastic part on another video. You take the measurement of your waist, your hip, hip at this point. So I'll go to my machine and just I will adjust the setting of my machine this way. Why? Yeah, because you'll be doing gathers from up to, you take measurements from up to, you can take 2 inches or 2.5 or 1.5. It depends on you, but I advise you to take 2 inches. Then you gather that place. You can just stitch it from up with gathers. Make sure your machine is on gathers. It will be easy for you to pull it out or to lose it. You take 2 inches and gather it to this part. But because I'm a professional, I don't need to gather it. I know what I'm doing. Because you'll be opening that gathers later, and I'm used to it. That is why I didn't do that gathers. Then you go back to your machine and reset it to the normal stitches, that normal sewing you were using before, the normal stitch you were using. Then from you will have chalk it where the gathers end, or where you took measurement of 2 or 2.5 or 3 or whatever, and mark it. Then from that marked area, you will just sew down to the flap. That's for the back flap, because there won't be zip. Of course, there won't be zip at the back for this trouser or this pant. There are some trouser or pant that we usually add zip at the back, and there won't be zip at the front. I'll be doing tutorial on that next time. But this, the front is will be, the zip will be only at the front. So definitely the back will be closed, right? We're still going to close that upper side of that back, but just watch what I'm doing. So when you're done, and that side where the flap where you just sew, I will also advise you to sew it twice, so you won't get disappointed. You see all this fabric, some will disappoint you. You can see I'm sewing it for the second time. So when you're done doing that, for you not to get what I order versus what your client order, versus what they are getting, so it's twice. So when you're done doing that, just take the back side, the wrong side of it. Just take the back side, the back side that way. Take your band that you folded. You remember how we folded the band while we were cutting this piece? If you don't understand, go back to the cutting video. So you will take your, and we folded half inch right and left on the band. So just take it and fix it together on your band by taking one of it. Cut this part. You remember this iron part that I said you let it be beyond, above the waist. Cut it out so you won't get distracted while sewing your band. Cut it out. Then take your band and sew it together. By sewing from where you open or where you put gathers. This is the time to open the gathers at the back. Sew that half inch first at the sew it together with the band from back to the front, and the other one, the other side too, from back to the front. Then you make sure you remain for the front. For by the time you turn your trouser to the right side, the right side of it, make sure the band remains, and you fold it and you tuck it in and you sew, so that you do your buttonhole at that side, and your button also. You are wise now. You understand what I'm trying to say. So just add this gaiters area was the half inches we folded. Add it to the other side too. Tuck it in, turn it with it, and sew. But make sure you have, this is why we added allowance more inches to the band. So when you are done doing that, come to this side, the flap area of your trouser. That's, let me use this word, I'm sorry, the down part, the private area. Just let the right side facing each other of your trouser. That this part, you will see that your front and back of right leg is facing each other. Like the same thing goes to the left side of your trouser. They are now looking like a real trouser. Just go there to let the right side of your pants pants facing each other, the right parts facing each other. Then you just sew. You can sew from that part downward. But before you do that, you can sew from this part downward. But before I do that, before you do that, make sure you go to, you can see what I'm doing. You sew from there downward. You come to the other side, you sew from there downward. But before you sew that part, go down to your bottom area, the bottom side of your, the length, where the length of your trouser and the bottom side. Take a go to that part. I'll show you that part now. You, before you sew this part that I'm showing you, you go there, you fold 2.5 inches. You remember the 2.5 inches we added to the length of our trouser. You fold it in by taking measurement of 2.5 inches. Then from that 2.5 inches, you just fold half inch inward. That is after you're done doing that. That is when you come to sew that flap area. Then you are done. So it is very easy. And thank you for watching. I love you all. Thank you so much. You can see. And please, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do that. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I love you all. And please do your practical and let me see. Do your practical. You can see I'll be sewing it this way, from down upward, or you can sew it from down to the flap, or from the flap downward. It's so easy. When you know this, you can just do many pants as you want and do some top. I'll be doing tutorial on top. You do it and you start your business. I love you and see you on my next video. Bye.